Sanibonani, uSibusiso Khanyile from Siyafunda. Sizokhuluma ngohlelo lwethu lomnandi kakhulu esibenzayo namhlanje kuthiwa u-data handling or statistics. The part that we'll be doing now, data handling, noma statistics, is the part previously we used to call it, it used to be part of paper 3 previous. Now it has come to paper 2 in the new CAPS syllabus. In the old NCS it was paper 3, now it is paper 2. Right, what is new here, apart from the graphs, it is where we talk about the least squares, the line of regression, or it's just that, it's just the line of least squares. We'll use a calculator to make life easier for us. The first thing that we need to do is to show, this is, in a particular company, the owner of the company wants to find out what impact does training does to productivity. These are hours in training and what these workers produced. We want to check the relationship between the two. That's exactly what is happening here. The first question is we want to check to draw the scatter plot for the graph. So the scatter plot is very important because it comes in two ways. It can also come out in this one too. Remember a scatter plot, it's where we put a points. In this case, they can come out like this. It can be a hyperbola. It can be a straight line. It can be a parabola. It can come out as a parabola. Depending, as you put those plots, as we plot this, it will give us a particular graph. We know in this particular case, it will give us a linear because we're dealing with least squares. Right. Let's look at this one. Draw a scatter plot. Let's draw it. Employee number one, it's 16 and 34. Hours in training and productivity. 16 and 45. Where is 45? Remember, this side is productivity. This side is what? Hours in training. X and Y. Hours in training, X. This is going to be our Y. Let's plot these points. The first point that we have there, it's 16 and 45. 16 and 45. Let's quickly plot that point. X is 16, Y is 45. 16 and 45. This is where 20 is. So 15 will be somewhere in between. So 16, 17, 18, 19. So this will be this is where 16 will be. This is roughly where 16 is. 16 goes in conjunction with 45. We go to the productivity side, we look for 45. If this is 40, 50 is there, 45 must be somewhere there in between. This will give me my estimate. This is where the point will be. Just put it here. This is the first point. This one is done. Let's move on to employee number 2. X is 36. It is 36. Y is 70. If this is 30, this will be 35. So 36 will be somewhere 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So this will be 36. So 36 will be somewhere here. 36 goes with what? 36 goes with 70, 70, 70, 70. This is where 70 is. That's the point. Right. That is 70, 36, and 70. This is done. The third employee, it's 20 and 44. X is 20. Y is 44. This is 20, this is 40, this is 45. So 44 is slightly below there. So this is where 44 is. This is 20 and 44. This one is done. 20 and 44 is done. The next one is 38 and 56. 38, make sure that you plot it correct. 38, unfortunately in the exams, you'll be given the diagram sheet. You put your exam number there, you submit it back with your paper. You'll be given the diagram sheet. It's 30 and 56. 30 and 56, this is where 30 is. This is 50, this is 30. This is 50, 55, 56 will be somewhere there. 30, and that is the point. That's the point I'm talking about. Is it 30 or 38? I think I'm putting the wrong point. It is 38. not 30. I've just put 30. This is 30. And 40 and 56. It should not be 30, it should be 38. So it's not the right one here. I take this point out. We made a mistake there. Let's correct it. So this is 35, 36, 37, 38. It's 38 and 56. So it's 38, 38, 38, 38, 38, 38, 38. Will be somewhere there. 56 is still the same. Yes, it is 38 and 56. It is the point which is just there. Right. Make sure that you don't do mistakes. Make sure that you plot the correct one. This is 40, x is 40. I go straight to 40. Y is 60. This is where 60 is. 60, and 40. So that's the point. Right. So this point is done. 40 and 60. The next one is 30 and 48. 30 and 48. 30. Oh, 30, 30, 30. This is 30. This is 40. This is 50. So 48 will be somewhere there. It goes with what? Check again. 30 and 48. It's 30 and 48. That is where it is. Right? That's what we have so far. 30 and 48. So we've done 30 and 48. We're moving, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 35 and 75. Let's move a bit quicker. 35 is here, as well as 75. 35, this is 70. 75 will be there. 75 is there. Right? 75 goes with 35. 35. This is 35. All right, this is where 35 is. 35, 35, 35, 35. That is the point. Right, that is the point. 35 and 75. The next one is 22 as well as 60. X is 22. This is 25. In between, this is 21, 22, 23, 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're looking for 22. 22 will be somewhere here. Right, 22 and 60. Right, let me just take 22 up to 60. This is where 22, this is where 60 is. This is 22 and 60. So that's where the point is, 22 and 60. I just scattering these points there on the diagram sheet, 22 and 60. 35, we did 35 and 75. It helps that what we have done, you mark it. We've just done 22 and 60 to avoid mistakes. We've got 40 and 63. 40 and 63. This is 40. This is where 60 is. Right. This is 65, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 1, 61, 62, 63. We're looking for 63. Yes, 63. So that's where 63 will be. It will go with what? 63, 63, and x is 40. And 40 is 63 and 40. That's the point. That's the point right there. X is 40, y is 63. The last one. The last one is 24 and 38. 24 and 38. Let's look at those. X is 24. This is where 20 is. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 is there, but we're looking for 24, which is just here. 24 is here. 24 24 goes with 38. Y is 38. If this is 40, this is 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm looking for 38. 35, 36, 37, 38 will be somewhere there. Remember, it goes with 24. Where is 24? This is 24 where it is 24 and 38. This is the point. Anything left? Oh, we've covered all of them. Let's check them. How many employees? We've got 10 of them. Let's check the number of points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've captured all our employees there. There are 10. Make sure that you always check them. Now the question is, draw a scatter plot for the graph. That's what we are required to do. Just to take these points from paper and put it there on the diagram sheet. That's about 2 marks in your exams. It's easy. Number 2, using the least squares method, establish a linear relationship between the training hours and the productivity. The one that machine, remember, it will always be linear. The formula for the least squares, this is 6.2. 6.2. It uses the formula that says y bar is equals to a plus bx. We're just looking for that relationship. Remember, that's what we're looking for that equation. You'll always find questions that talks about these graphs, finding the equations. For example, when we do the sections in paper 1 and functions, you'll have functions like this. Y is equals to mx plus c. This is exactly the same as that one, where this c is a, where this m is your gradient. In this one, it is b. If you take the parabola, for example, y is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. If you take the hyperbola, for example, it will say y is equals to a over x minus p plus q. Why am I bringing this back to you? Is to understand what is it that we mean when we say find the equation. When we say find the equation of a straight line, we're just looking for m and c. When we say find the equation of the parabola, of the quadratic graph, we're just looking for a, b, and c. For work in reverse, what is it that we are not looking for when you're looking for the equation? You don't touch y, you don't touch x. You look for any other variable there except x and y. It's the same thing here. We looked for a and b. We did not touch y and x. It's the same thing here. What is it that we're looking for when we're looking for the equation of this graph? We're looking for a, p, and q. We don't touch x. It is the same thing there. What is it that we're looking for when we're looking for the equation of this one? In other words, we're looking for a and b. That's what we're looking for a and b in that one. Right. What is this saying to us? So how do we do this? In other words, we know that in this particular case, we just want to find the value of a, then push it in there, then find the value of b, then push it in there. It is very easy to do that using our calculator. Right, how do I do this using a calculator? It is important first that I should put my data first. Put all this data in this one, as I was doing while I was doing when we were doing the variance or the standard deviation. When we're doing the standard deviation, let's look. The first thing that we need to do to make use of our calculator is to put it on the mode. You press mode first, then you press button number 3, which is the stats button. Button number 3, which is the stats button. This is button number 3. Right. What is it that I see there? You'll see different observations there. What I observe is about 8 of them. One is variance, and so on and so forth. Remember, what is it that we are looking for here? We're looking for the equation of y bar is equal to a plus bx. Do I see anything like that in my calculator? Let me check. Do I see it on my calculator? Yes, it is number what? It is number 2. A plus bx, a plus bx. What is it that I'm looking for there? I'm looking for the value of a and b. In this formula, I do have it on my calculator, so I go straight to it. I punch it. It is number 2 in this particular case. I punch it. It is number 2. I got 2 columns. The one column for x and the one column bar for y. All that I have to do now is to go and plug all those values there. Remember, there are 10 in all. It is advisable that you can put both of them at the same time. Put the x and the corresponding y value of it and move on along those lines. Or you put all the x values first, then put all the y values. Let's start with the second one, putting all the x values. The first one is 16. So you punch 16, 1, 6, you enter. The next one is 36, you enter it. The next one is 20, you enter it, 20, enter. The next one is 38, 38, you enter. After 38, 40, and then 30, 40, you enter. After that, it is 30, 30, you enter. After 30, it's 35, then 22, 35, you enter it. Then 22, you enter 22. After 22, it is 40, then 24. 40, you enter, then 24. You also enter it. Always check along the side whether you've entered all 10 observations. If I check it, yes, I've entered all 10. After that, we're going to enter the productivity, which is the y values there. So you scroll over to the next side. Make sure that you go straight on top to the first one. Start with the first one. You check the buttons on the left. It is on number 1 now. Remember that you must always check that whenever I plot the 45, it should go hand in hand with 16. If I plot the 45 there, it should be on the same line with 16. Now let's do this thing. So we're on the y values now. If I punch 45, 45, 45, enter, I check it, it is in line with 16. Once it is in line, I go further. After 45, it's 70, then 44. 70, 70, enter, 44, enter, 56, then 60, 56, enter, 60, enter. After 60, it's 48, then 75, 48, enter, 75, enter. After 75, it's 60, then 63, 60, enter, 63, enter. After 63 is 38, 38, enter. Make sure that you've entered all 10. If you check in your calculators, yes, it should show that both of them are on 10. I've got this now. I've got it loaded on my computer, on my calculator. What do I do now? I punch the AC button. Once you've punched the AC button, this is all loaded. Remember that I'm looking for the value of A and B. Now, how do I find it? I go back to my calculator. I take it into stats mode. In other words, I press the second function, which is shift. Then I punch 1, which is the stats mode. Now, it will show me some observations on my calculator. Let me check them. 1, it's type. 2 is data. 3 is sum. And what do we call this? We call this the line of regression. So this one is called the line of regression. I look for the regression on my calculator. Do I see anything there? Yes, I see a regression. It is number 5. I see a regression there, REG, regression, it is number 5. So I go into my calculator, I punch button number 5 because that's what I'm looking for. I punch 5. As soon as I punch 5, it shows me different observations as well. Remember, what is it that we're looking for? We're looking for, it shows me about 5 of them. We're looking for A and B. What is A? Do I see A here? Do I see A here? Yes, I do have A. A is number 1, so I punch 1 here. If I punch 1 and say enter. Let me write this down before I lose it. It is 29. It is 29,22. This is the value of A. My A is that. Now, what is it that I'm short of now? I'm short of B. How do I find B? I press AC again. Once I press AC, I start all over again. I press shift. AC again. I press shift. Then I press stat mode. I'll see them again. Remember that I'm still looking for the same thing, the line of regression. So it is what there? It is number 5. So I go there in the calculator, I press 5. Once I press 5, I will see what I'm looking for. In this particular case, I'm looking for B. Do I see B in my calculator? Do I see B in my calculator? I think it is number 2. Yes, B is number 2. Because I'm looking for the value of B there, I'm going to press 2 in my calculator. Press 2, then enter. What is the value that I see there? It is the value of B. I go and capture it. The value of my B in this particular case, it will be 0,87. 0,87. This is the value of B. This is my B. Now I can write my full equation. My y bar will then be, what is the value of A? It is 29,22 plus, what is B? It is plus 0,87x. This is the line of regression, the one that we are looking for. With our calculator, it will make life very, very easy. Thank you.